gentlemen from around the world, we are about to have an awesome time here today. I have a very, very special guest. You guys know it. It's about to go down because Mike Fusim and Carlos Siqueira are in the house. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to do a little introduction over here for my brother. You guys are about to see, man, Mr. Mike Fusim, CEO of Groove Digital, digital marketer, author, speaker, software developer, online marketing educator, and marketing consultant, known as the Michael Jordan of internet marketing. Come on, baby. And today he's playing with Scottie Pippen of internet marketing. So we're going to have a great time here today. And Mike, man, brother, I'm telling you, bro, my grandma, Mike, long time ago, the best advice that I ever received in my entire life was from a housekeeper. My grandma used to clean houses, and then these houses where professors used to live. So they couldn't drive, so they would drive from the university from that town, but they didn't live there. So the university have these little houses for them. And she would clean their houses. So she constantly read books. And her best advice, brother, was always increase your wisdom and your knowledge daily and put yourself around champions. And I made a promise a long time ago, man, on the hood when I used to sell bread on the streets because my father died in a car explosion and my stepfather was murdered. And that promise that I made for my friends was whoever leaves the hood, we are going to make a difference. We are going to make an impact. We are going to show up to blow up and put money and fame and followers on the side. We are going to do more for this planet than anybody else out there. And we are going to bring the apostles and the Avengers together for my non-religious friends. And my friend, it's an honor that I have you here today. You and I actually have so many friends in common. And here's a question that I have for you, my brother. You know, so Mike, you own so many companies, and some of your companies have done over $150 million in sales. And you have created some of the most influential software and strategies that have changed the way we all market in the planet. What is your why behind, my friend? Let's start it right with the bang.
My why is there's just something connected to the online world, something connected with Steve Jobs once said the computer is like a bicycle to the mind. And he made this metaphor about up until, that time, how fast humans could travel and what a bicycle could do, compared to walking or running, and how far we could go without getting tired and everything like that. I think he grossly underestimated it. When you look at what the computer did, and maybe that was in 1985, when the Macintosh was coming out in 1984, but you combine that, to the internet, and you look at somebody like me who registered their first domain name in October of 2002, and made their first, $5,000 a month I was making in 2003. I'm quite the I'll say dinosaur rather than OG. I've been around. I've been around a while. I've had a previous career, and my previous career, even though I sold software to a company when I was 17 years old for $25,000, I went to New York Institute of Technology. But back then, I was studying Pascal, Fortran, machine language, binary. So I have a great brain for logic. I was ahead of my time at that time. I did not want to become a computer engineer. Back then, we were nerds, not geeks. Being a geek is very cool today. Everybody says, I'm a geek. But back then, everybody doing that stuff was nerds, and you could go work for two companies. You could go work for Microsoft or Lotus 123. There were no real jobs in computer engineering. There were no software applications. There was Microsoft Word and Lotus 123. That's really about it. There were no iPhone apps. The world hadn't evolved yet. So unfortunately, I got engaged, and I dropped out of college to go sell cars. And I worked my way up in one of the most terrible dealerships in the world, where you get rewarded for getting the most money you can out of customers and doing as many of those cars in a month. And as you move up, you go from sales into the finance department, where we would make more money on the back end selling warranties and financing and low jacks and alarm systems and paint sealant and undercoating and pinstriping and all these different things. We'd make $200 profit on the front end and make $2,900 profit on the back end. So, and no disrespect to any of those people. That's the nature of that business. And then you work your way from finance manager to sales manager to general sales manager to finance director to general manager. And I was running the second largest Hyundai dealership in the country and the 9th largest Toyota dealership in the country, the number 1 Toyota dealership in the Northeast region. That's tremendous what we were doing. And you never felt good about you going home that night. Maybe you made some money, but you never felt good about the value that you provided people. And what I love about online marketing, like I said, I was ahead of my time. By the time that I read that sales letter from Frank Kern in October of 2002, that's when my mind saw it all. Okay, there's a new company that had, long sales letter. There was a new company that had just come out. It was called PayPal, and they were ahead of Authorize.net. Many people don't know that prior to PayPal, the way eBay worked was SAS, send a self-addressed stamped envelope, SASE. You would have to mail people the check when they got it. You'd hope that they'd mail you the product. So there was no system that you could dispute or anything like that. eBay became one of the biggest websites by sending checks. PayPal took it to the next level. So when Frank Kern's sales letter spoke about 3 things at that time. Number 1, you could accept money. Number 2, you had no inventory because the products were digital. They were called electronic books, but we shortened it and called it ebooks. I mean, it sounds so funny today, but it was literally first called an electronic book. Just like electronic mail is email, right? So ebooks, all these different things. And then finally, what he said was, this entire product that you're reading and this web page comes with full resale rights. Not only are you buying the information, but you're buying the page that you're reading and the products that I'm selling you. All you need to do is watch the videos where I show you how to set up your website. Now, again, never been done before. This company called Camtasia just released this new software, the very first time in history that you can record your voice and your screen at the same time. It ushered in we take it for granted, but it ushered in the education. I was on the forefront of that. And I came across, I came across the expression that your income is the product of the following. It's directly proportionate to the amount of value that you can provide multiplied by the amount of people that you could reach. Now, take that from a guy that came from the car business. How much value was I providing? The way they do it in Japan and they do it in Asia is actually better. You want to buy something, you're buying it from the manufacturer. They literally just have Toyota showrooms owned by Toyota, and the price is the price. Here, they set up this thing that goes way back to the gas stations where they had independent dealers, and it created this negotiation thing. The customer's never happy at all, so you're not really providing value. And how many people can you reach? So for the internet, for me, long-winded answer to your question here, my why was first based on excitement. This is so fun. I want to teach people, because back when I started, we were teaching people where to go to buy a domain, how to sign up at a hosting company, how to connect your files on your computer to your website. I went through watching things like WordPress come out, things like YouTube. When I launched Butterfly Marketing, I hosted my website with something called Google Video, because the competitor YouTube, at that time, I thought Google would be better. Very quickly that year, in 2006, we started predicting YouTube is getting better than Google. I'd be surprised if they don't buy them. And but as I said, I got started in 2002. There was no video online back then. In 2005, the owners of YouTube were working at PayPal part-time while they're working at PayPal. They couldn't share a video. So they looked at this new technology, Flash, and they said the same stuff that Camtasia was using. And they said, we're going to create a service where you could host videos. So, without knowing anything from, there was no GrooveFunnels, there was no ClickFunnels, there was no WordPress, there was no video. If you wanted to get somebody, no social media. So yeah, nothing, not even MySpace back then. It was Friendster. And if you wanted to get somebody to buy from you, you had to write it out on a sales page. So I'm a student of old school direct marketing. Believe it or not, Don Lupree, the late Don Lupree, who I was not a big fan of, but there was Dan Kennedy, there was Gary Halbert, Gary Benzavenga, Clayton Makepeace. All of these folks taught us the things that I think many may take for granted these days because there's such rapid development with pre-made headlines. But it's really, I think it's really good to learn, learn the fundamentals that, when people were actually sending out direct mail. What we've done is we took the direct mail things and we brought them online. There's a reason why there's a dashed little red line around order bumps and checkout sections. We took that from when this stuff used to be online. The little box that says, yes, I'm ready to do all this. All this came from these folks, and they were legends. And I think that's why many of the people that that you've been on stage with, people like Brendan Bouchard, myself, Frank Kern, Jeff Walker, John Reese. We were the folks that are watching this right now, just getting started. We were those bright-eyed, bushy-tailed people learning from Dan Kennedy and Gary Halbert when we first started. And Frank Kern was one of the very, very first. Frank Kern, Yannick Silver, John Reese was one of the very first to take that stuff and bring it online. And just as a joke, and so we can move on. But I remember Gary Halbert, we were starting to rise. So we would start having these legends, Gary Halbert, come over and actually speak at our events. And Gary would say funny things, right now that we laugh at, like, you guys are making a big mistake by not having a fax number at the bottom of your website. And we were like, no, Gary, if there's a PayPal button, we don't need a fax. But he was probably right at that time, because there were people that probably didn't have money in a PayPal account, and for them it was easier to download something and fax you their bank details and things like that. That's how long I've been doing this.
Oh, you give me the memories here, brother. You give me the memories, man. I've been hustling since I was like 7 years old. I used to sell bread. And you're so right, man. People, it's like, I always tell people all the time around this stage, I always like to bring objects and like some of the keywords that you give, like you give somebody a command on this stage. Yes, I am ready. Type it in below. Look at the person on the right, the person on the left. Yes, I am ready. See, they are already putting those commands out there. And those simple distinguish, like the 2mm rule, right? In golf, small distinctions that you make. Like I tell people, if your sales, if you're not increasing, if you're not, getting the sales that you want this month, this week, because you are not speaking to the silent Q&As of your ideal clients. You are generalizing too much. Maybe they are not hyper-native. Like I'm looking into their eyes and I'm speaking to their silent Q&As. What is it bothering them? What is it taking their sleep away? And if you can solve it, you have to speak in a way that speaks to that silent Q&A. It's small distinguishes that from back in the day. You gave me the memories. You make me go way back here. And I love that, brother. And here's something, man. I love the word group. And that you choose from one of your companies. You love it so much. I even have one, Groove with Carlos. And but the definition of groove is an established routine or habit. And I'm old school, man. I'm military. And what are 3 habits, Mike, that one must have to build a multi-billion-dollar business? I know that you and I, you specifically, you have done way more than I have building $1 million lunches like in a week. You know what I mean? You prepare it for that week. So most people out there, they want to get to their first million. And I speak different languages, Mike, and I travel around the world and I go to villages and I teach little kids entrepreneurship. So I want you to tell us your three best habits and strategies for somebody to build a multi-million-dollar business or get to their first million. What would you say will be your best three, brother?
The first I would say, comes from Stephen Covey. Begin with the end in mind. Don't be, some traveling Wilbury, walking on the side of the road, wondering where the road is going to take you. Don't be somebody that's buying every shiny object. Buying shiny objects are good. Let me tell you when you buy a shiny object. When you set your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal. When I sold my last company, Genesis Digital, to my partners at the time, we were very, very good friends, but we had differences in vision. It was my company, and I brought in a partner that made us three partners, and I lost control of the company. And I went from 50% to 33%, and the vision was no longer mine. I became an employee of my own company. It wasn't fun. So I asked for a buyout, and I bid my time, and I had a 2-year non-compete. When that was done in April of 2018, I took the buyout in 2016. When it was done in April of 2018, that's not that far long ago, right? Trump's been president since the time I sold my company in 2016. It was 2 years into his term, and now the election is just coming up. So in those 2 years, I had set out to create a company that would not only displace the leading brands out there in the page and funnel builders, not only compete with Shopify, but also compete with MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, GoToWebinar, EverWebinar, WordPress blog, video platforms, email, everything. And to set that, building software is not easy, but you have to set that big, hairy, audacious goal. If you are not looking we know about these things. Your vision boards, what you look at every day moves you in the direction of where you're going. So if it's your first time around, I wouldn't necessarily the reason why I had that big, hairy, audacious goal is because I did it before. I had built Kartra, Webinar Jam, and EverWebinar. At this time, I was like Steve Jobs. He had done the Macintosh.
And those
What's that?
And those are major companies that you've done it. And just to tell you guys listening to us right now, guys, look how powerful this is. Something that I always say, it's no longer the big that eats the small, it's the fastest that consumes this. And that's what Mike is doing, the fastest in the industry. So continue, my brother. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's the reason. So I had a bigger BHAG that, basically I replaced the BHAG. Back in the day, pay.com, had sold us recently, not recently, I sold the company like 7-8 years ago, PAYDOTCOM. Pay.com was to compete with ClickBank. I was the only person to do something that big, and I did it in 2005. I had been online for 3 years. Butterfly Marketing, I was the second person to do $1 million launch. After John Reese did $1 million day in August of 2004, I said I'm going to be next, and I set a BHAG after.
To you is going to be that one, second marketing. So I'll get to that, but go ahead. Tell me about those.
Yeah, so I set a BHAG. I didn't say I'm going to be the next person. I might have thought that I would have, but I didn't do that $1 million launch. He did his August of 2004. I was the second person to do it. I did it January of 2006. It took 1.5 years for me to do it. So begin with the end in mind, and just coming back to the shiny object syndrome, so we get to the other two, is once you begin with the end in mind, you need to write down everything that needs to be done, and don't worry about what particular order that is. You can say, okay, I need to create the product. I'm going to need technology to sell it. I'm going to need a support system. I'm going to need to get a domain name for a brand. I'm going to need to learn how to make a video sales letter, or all these different things. You write them down. After you write them down, you rewrite the list and you put it in order, right? Let's put it this way, just to make this example make sense. You don't buy the domain name last, right? You're not going live, tomorrow and you decide to buy the domain. So you put everything in order and then it's, as they say, you plan your work and then you work the plan. And now you don't stop. You do not stop for anything. If you've already set the goal, begin with the end in mind, it's a BHAG. At this point, any single time a shiny object comes on a webinar, it's okay to buy it. What you need to do is ask yourself, does that product help me get through this list faster? Does it solve a problem on how to do a video creation or video VSL? Yes, it does. Okay, let's get the product. It's accelerating the plan. If you're going to get something that's going to create a new BHAG, you're going to get in the habit of creating BHAG lists. And that's very, very dangerous. And if you're just starting out, what I would recommend is have a little tiny BHAG, and what I would call that is something first to cash. Maybe just prove the concept that you can make money, and then after you can do that, then go and create a great brand. So that's that's number one. Number two is get the right people on the bus. This comes out of Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. Get the right people on the bus. In many cases, it's more important to get the right people on the bus than where the bus is going. You get the right people on the bus, you get them in the right seats. And the point here is that it's okay to work with partners. Making somebody your partner changes their entire outlook in the company, the way they work, the way they come to work. They're looking out for every penny, every opportunity, everything, as opposed to, getting off at 5 o'clock and saying, well, I don't care that buy button's not working. I'll worry about it tomorrow. Right. So at number three, without a doubt, is put the customer first. The customer experience, everything has to be about the customer. You have to be on the customer side of every decision. You need to be a customer advocate. You need to have people on your team that are customer advocates to challenge you. For us to, when we did this, to give Groove Pages away for free, we didn't have to give 3 domains. We could have let you just been carlos.groovepages.com, and then you'd have to upgrade to get the custom domains. But we decided to give a custom domain, but not just one. We decided to give 3. And so that's being a customer advocate. That's saying, how do we look at support? We're one of the few companies that puts an 800 number at our website. You can call, get people on the phone. So we feel that if we truly look out for the customer because it's the right thing to do, it's going to become contagious, and it'll start to show, especially versus the competition.
Mike, I want to add something up to that. When it comes to putting your customer first, man. I remember every corporation that I ever served, always I fight it, because I always want to implement and make things better. But because of that hunger, right, it led me to do incredible numbers. Like, I helped companies like, for example, Comcast Xfinity. I was, with them for 15 years, and I helped train thousands of people there, and I've done over $1 billion in sales for them between myself and the team. All because constantly, okay, how can we get the customers happy? Like I would do like the little problems, bro. Like somebody would have, the salesperson didn't tell me about the modem, the $5-10 extra fee. Back in the day, the modem used to be like $1 extra. Now it's like $10 extra modem, right? But those little things, okay, let me give you a credit for like HBO for like 3 months. Or you know what I mean? Like it's the little stuff, going the extra mile. I love that. And one thing that also, Mike, that I love that you touch bases here, the 3 extra landing pages and websites for free. Literally, brother, about a couple of weeks ago, I was praying. I'm out there. I help a lot of kids and teenagers and young adults around the world. And I'm always looking to talk to community leaders, shelters, whether it's in the favelas of Rio or if La Ciudad de Mexico, in the barrios, or around the hoods around the world. And I was like, man, I wish there would be like a website, a free landing page that I could give it to them so that they could start the online entrepreneurial career. And then some of our friends, reach out and say, hey, Carlos, have you heard about this company, Groove Funnels? I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I got cards, I got Click Funnels, I got all kinds. I got too much.
Who needs another one?
I don't like what you're telling me that I got. No. What's going on? And then we say, brother, this would be in alignment with your mission. You are out there teaching the people from the poor. My mission is to make poverty history, Mike. So you will see that a lot on my slogan around the world. And when I saw that, I was like, thank you, Father God. I say, thank you, Jesus. Because now we had a platform that could give. So I want to thank you here publicly, for putting that together, for going that above and beyond for that client. You know what I mean? Like all the records and the numbers that you've done, bro, it shows. And you guys can see through it. You guys listening to us right now, you can see through it. Like Mike is a true example of somebody that really loves his clients and puts, because if you wouldn't do it, you wouldn't do the things that you guys have done it, bro. So I just want to thank you there here publicly and honor that for a minute, because I don't think you understand how is that impacting others. I wasn't on a video this morning with people that I did a challenge, and people from all 5 continents, and they all were there because I gave them a free website from your company. And with that free website, they can put their video, they can put their tagline. They don't have to buy that domain, and they can go out there and talk to people in their community so that they can go make an extra $5 or $10 or $15 a day to put some money on their table, brother. So it's truly, my friend, doing the apostles' work. It's an honor that you and I are getting to know each other more, that we are now, I'm also one of your affiliates to your company. And I've been talking a lot about your company.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And it's truly, it's next level, bro. And then I just want to honor that here as I have you here personally, and it's just mind blowing. I even like to to joke, you know what I mean? Because of it, I create a little song, that I want you guys at home to dance right now. I want you guys at home to think about this. And here's the song. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. I like to groove it. I like to groove it. I like to groove it. Groove it. I like to groove it. I like to groove it. I like to groove it. Groove it. The Invisible Man. So that's a little commercial and a song in there for you, my brother. I like to groove it. And we got it, baby. And then, brother Mike, man, I'm telling you, brother, let me just go here into a 30-second, 10-second commercial, and we'll be right back with more questions for Mr. Mike, the legend, Wilson. Wow, my brother. I'm telling you, man, I'm so super excited, brother. Super excited. You're a true example of somebody, brother, that works like an immigrant, man. I'm going to send you an autographed signed copy to you, my brother. This is like my Bible. My favorite book in the world is the Bible. Second one is that one. And the third one is actually my daughter's favorite book. And that is The Art of War by Shen Tzu. And here's something that book says, Mike. My daughter is 8 years old. Imagine Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Napoleon Hill, you, me, in an 8-year-old body in Jesus Christ. She's 8. Amazing speaker. She speaks about bullying and mental toughness. And she loves that book. And here's something that says inside that book, my brother. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. And tactics without the strategy is the noise before the defeat. So I want you to tell me something, brother Mike. I want you to tell me one strategy for someone right now who doesn't have money. I want you to give your best strategy for that person right now, for him to be successful this month so that he can pay his rent or pay his bills. And then later on, after that question, I want you to give me a strategy for someone who does have money. Maybe that person can invest, into something or into ads or into whatever is your 2 best strategies that you would give to somebody right now listening to us from all 5 continents or in one of the villages that I'm going to be traveling in the next couple of months that I can teach them. Oops. Hold on. I lost your audio.
Oh, I was on mute. I
Oh,
might have
okay,
been
no,
on mute. I'm not sure why.
I got you back.
Yeah, no problem. And so that's my answer. No, just kidding. So
Number one strategy for
my
someone who doesn't have some money right now, they need to make some money this month to pay their bills and to pay their rent.
the first thing that I would tell somebody is learn to capture an email address before you learn to sell anything. I came across something in 2003 from a website, and it said that the average visitor needs to visit a website between 3 and 7 times before they make a purchase. So you should focus on capturing their email address before you focus on making a sale. And that goes for affiliate marketing as well, because any way you go to earn money online, you need to make a sale. Now I'm getting away from, being an influencer or having traffic at your website already where you're selling clicks to Google. If you're doing that, you've already figured out how to make money because you already figured out the traffic. So to the person that hasn't made the money yet, my answer to you is get a landing page up with Groove Pages, put an opt-in form on there, always focus on collecting an email address, because then Carlos, I don't know if you know this, if you've ever, you might have heard this. I'm the person that coined this in my course, Carbon Copy Marketing, in March of 2003. I had realized that when I had 3,000 people on my list, I made 3,000 that month. And when I had 5,000 people on my list, I made 5,000. And when I had 1,000 prior, I made 1,000. So I quickly realized for every person I had on my email list, I would make $1,000 that month. And so from there, I simply went on I said, I'm going to have the biggest list in internet marketing. And I did, by far. I had over 800,000 people in 3.5 years on my list. And yes, that meant with those numbers, I was able to make $800,000 a month, or actually more, in those years. So what happened is you don't make your money. You find different ways to make it, but you make it through affiliate marketing, launching your own products, launching your own brands. Email was a great metric. So first thing I would tell people to do is go out and focus on building a list rather than making money. You build the list, you will find ways to monetize it.
And Mike, I love that, because I was speaking to this group this morning from all 5 continents. And I told them, all of you guys need to go get your free landing page, or if you have money, we'll get a paid one. And I was telling them, you see, look, social media, guys, a lot of people listen to us right now. If social media goes away, so it goes your business. Think about it, right? If Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, if all of them are gone, think about it. A lot of people out there, Mike, unfortunately, they rely so much on them that they are not collecting the emails from their ideal clients and the people that they want to serve. I'm so happy that you brought that point here, because that's what you're talking about, beginning with the end in mind, because that's how Mike and I are able to serve so many people around the planet and be on the stage with the biggest names in the industry and earn their respect. It's because we walk the talk and we have the receipts to prove it. A lot of people talk, very few walk. That's, you know what I'm saying? So I love what you say here, brother. And that's why I want to really drive this point home, guys. You can get a free landing page. You know what I mean? And Mike, he's behind an amazing company with Groove Funnels. For full disclosure, I'm an affiliate with his companies, because I wanted to not only want to use for all my services. I don't want to have an email and a calendar and a landing page and a video in 7,000 different websites. I want to have everything in one place, one password, that my team can go over there, play with it all day long, and call me up to the studio so that I can come in, record it, do my thing, do my little silly invisible dances, and then have a great time with my friends like Mike. But guys, no, when I saw the power of that, like, oh, this is a great affiliate tool, because you guys can come in, even if you don't have a product, you can come in, and right here, if you go to Groove with Carlos, you can hear more about Mike's company. And you'll be able to get a free landing page. Like Mike say, up to 3 landing pages for free. 3, like no catch. One thing that I love that you guys did, Mike, literally up on that page, no credit cards needed.
No credit card required. Yeah.
I was like, this brilliant. That's why I know you like so OG old school. I was like, and guys, when he
We
say
redesigned the page. We redesigned the page and they left that out. And I said, you have to put that back up there. The mind sees a form. And as soon as they see the form without a credit card, the mind says it's on the next page subconsciously.
Yep.
I had to explicitly say, no credit card required. Italicize the letters, and it needs to be right there at the top of the form. And then it says dash ever. No credit card required ever. Because no credit cards required, but yeah, in 14 days, you're going to ask me, no credit card required ever.
What I did, like all these trouble young adults and kids that are committing crime overseas, I'm teaching them how to become entrepreneurs so they don't have to become criminals. I used to recruit gangsters from prison back in the day, and I would teach them how to go door to door selling cable TV, internet.
You're amazing.
I like to tackle upon the devil, right? Do the stuff that nobody's willing to do. And you know what I told them to do? I was like, guys, I'm going to send you a screenshot. And I took a screenshot that says no credit card needed. And then I took another screenshot that showing all you need is your name and your email and a password. And I took a screenshot of that form too, so that they could show to the local businesses, hey, check this out. You can get 3 landing pages for life, no credit card needed. And then they flip the button. And all you need is your name and your email. You want to sign up? And then, so that they could go, because they can promote, because, see, guys, you guys listen to us right now at home. There are different ways that we consume information. People like the different submodalities, visual, kinesthetic, learning to like to touch. So if you are demonstrating, if you are saying in a video and you're doing the pictures and you're showing that person, no credit card needed, and you point it. And then you show me all you need, credit card, your name or credit card, your name and your email address. Are you in? Say it. Yes, I'm in. And then they would people will sign up for the free 3 landing pages. And if they upgrade, guess what? Because you guys referred somebody, now you get a percentage payout. And Mike offered an amazing, I never seen that done before, but how you guys did it. Somebody could come in, free landing page, and paying them out a 20% commission on an $1,800 product. That's amazing. It's $400 that I tell these kids overseas. You have no idea, Mike, what $400 do for you. You do have an idea because you do some philanthropy work. I heard about some stories about you adopting children overseas, and but it's just it's phenomenal, brother. And I'm so happy that you brought up on this point, man. So guys, free landing page to capture email address before you sell anything, and you just add massive value, as we are doing over here, right? Adding massive value, and that's the magic. Awesome advice, brother. And Mike, and what is your advice for someone who doesn't have the money and is still feeling stuck right now? Let's say somebody, maybe they're stuck almost getting to the 6 figures, or maybe they are stuck and almost getting to the 7 figures. They cannot break through that barrier. So they have a little bit of money to play with it. What would be your best advice for that person, brother?
Well, look, the easy answer, and I'm not going to give the easy answer, but right, the easy answer is to learn traffic, right? Yeah. But that's what value did somebody get, from that? Well, Mike said to buy media. Everybody's going to tell you want traffic, go to buy media. So there are people that do that very, very well. I will tell you this: there is more traffic in the world than you could imagine out there. Nobody has a traffic problem. You have an offer problem. If you get your offer converting, anything traffic that you throw out at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram is going to work. So make sure that your offers are dialed in properly with the best converting on the front end, proper upsells, back ends, all of these different things. And in order to do that, you need to inspect what you expect. My dad used to tell me that all the time, which means you need to know your metrics. You need to know the numbers. If you've never heard the expressions KPIs, you need to learn those. That means key performance indexes. The key performance indexes of your business are things like your cost per click, your earnings per click, your dollar per lead, customer acquisition cost. You see those things on Shark Tank, right? When they get on Shark Tank and they say, what is your cost to acquire a customer? And they say something like, they look at each other, about 7, 13. And, Mark Cuban goes, all right, I'm sorry, but I'm out. And they're like, what happened? Great presentation, guys. But if you don't know your numbers, I'm not getting in bed with an entrepreneur that doesn't know their numbers. As opposed to when they say, what is your cost per acquisition for a customer? And then they say, currently $7.16 with Facebook, $6.20 with YouTube. They write it down, not a question. It says these people know what they're doing. All right. So I said I was going to talk about
show, like, know your KPIs, know your cost per click.
Oh, I scream. I'm usually screaming, take the deal.
Oh, why do I go? I used to say, God damn it. I say, God dang it. Because my daughter, she loves that stuff. But go ahead, brother. I love it.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say though. Because that's just traffic, right? But what I'll say is learn about what in my Facebook group, and when you go to groovewithcarlos.com and you sign up for free, the very last page they tell you to join our Facebook group. When you go in there, look for a post that I made. There's a video that talks about butterfly marketing. I think that many people because when WordPress came out, it made it the only way to do it in the past was to use my butterfly marketing software. So everybody used my software, but then WordPress came out and you couldn't really build good looking websites with butterfly marketing. They were very good for 2006, but when WordPress came out, there was a whole new look to websites. And then lead pages and ClickFunnels and all that stuff came out. So now with GrooveFunnels, I built butterfly marketing into GrooveFunnels for free. So you can do the following process. Instead of just, remember I said the first thing you do is get a name and email address. Well, then turn it viral. After you get the name and email address, what you do is you offer that person an upsell. After the upsell on the thank you page, you have them pre-signed up as an affiliate, and you have all of the promotional tools set up for that person that just came in. And you say, look, you can download the product right now. And if you bought the upsell, great. But the first thing you want to know is that by sharing this with 5 people, you can make this much money. So if you share it with 50, you can make this. If you share it with 500, you'll make this. Share it with 1,000. And you basically tell them, look, if you can't share it with 50,000 people in a day, I understand that it might take for some people 3 days or a week or a month or a year or even 2 years or 3 years. But imagine what would happen if you simply follow every single step here, change your email address, put this on your blog, paste this on social media, all these different things, follow all the steps. Wouldn't it be great to put those butterfly effects in motion and then download the product? And if you didn't buy the upsell, I want you to know that we double your affiliate commission if you did buy the upsell. So all those numbers I just mentioned are doubled. And guess what? There's a second chance option here to get the upsell. So click on the button now to upgrade if you didn't just before, et cetera, et cetera. So what you're doing is every person that's coming into your site, right? If that person, I usually go like this, can get 5 people and those people, that's not going to happen. But if each person can get 1.05 people on average, if you go down, you know that thing, Carlos, where they say, you know, what happens if you fold a piece of paper 16 times?
Yep.
Like you take 16. If you fold a piece of paper 16 times, it's the size of the Empire State Building. And okay, send me an email, Mike. It was actually 18 times or 32, but you get the point, right? Or they say, if you know, what would you rather have? A penny doubled every single day, or would you rather have $30 million? Well, if you take a penny and you double it, double that value every day for 30 days, it's more than $30 million. So in that same sense, if you take 1.02 or 1.05 and you multiply and you put that down on a spreadsheet, by the time you get down, you know, just 20 generations, that number, you know, can reach the entire population of the world, right? So what you're looking to do is get each customer just to basically replicate themselves or more. And if you look at, you know, GrooveFunnels, we can go to groovewithcarlos.com. They'll see this exact process so they can model it. We actually do everything that I just said. And when we look at how many people actually came in every single day, on a slow day, 1,500, on a good day, 2,500 to 3,000 people. When I look at who came in, it's about 85% referral rate. And then if I take the person that just bought and I look at who referred them, or if they signed up for free, who referred them? I put that person in, and they signed up 3 hours ago or 2 days ago. So so if you want more traffic than you could ever imagine, you want to leverage your joint venture traffic. You want to leverage your SEO. You want to leverage your Facebook traffic. Why not take that traffic, that customer, and turn him or her into a viral affiliate? And I don't see very, very many people doing that. And we're going to be teaching that. We're going to be doing a course called Butterfly Marketing, and we're going to be giving it away for free.
Not even a lot of people are not teaching that for free, Mike. You know, that's why when I told you earlier, brother, this is truly like an apostles interview and Avengers. You know, it is, because it's like at the end of the day, man, you know, it's like there's so much money to be made out there, guys. And I always tell people, man, it's just about doing what no one does, no one can think about doing, and just being different and adding massive value. And I love it how within Group Funnels, how you guys have the university, the academy, and it's all there for free. And I was literally, bro, I was like teaching people the other day, right? I was telling them, guys, look, even if you are a free affiliate, and you know, they give you a 30 days money back guarantee, and it's like this, you can help so many people. It's like, it's even if you're not a free affiliate, if you are a paid affiliate, if you, let's say for the people here that are more pro and influencers, you need your website, your email, your landing pages, you know, all the features that I heard that you guys are going to be adding is phenomenal. Some of the things that you guys are talking about putting there, bro, like, you know, somebody comes into the capture page, they doing a video, the video would stop, oh, it will continue on the next page. So now they gotta have their name and email. That's the heck stuff that I used to teach in minds. Like people that don't teach that stuff for free. You know what I mean? So make you collect that email. Now we'll send a sequence, and everything is automated all within the software. I like how you guys have the ability to also have videos. You don't have to go YouTube and Vimeo, and then, you know, so much stuff. And I was telling people, look, they even did this crazy offer that you guys did was brilliant. The one that you did $0 today. You don't have to pay until 15 days later. So just by doing that, now they would double their commission amount. And I say, hello, become a free client. If you will get at least one in 15 days, there will be more. There will be the commission, enough money to pay for the whole damn thing. And you don't have to pay. All you did was like 3 sales when I did the math. A little bit less than 3 sales, about 2.7. And I was just like, brilliant stuff, bro. So, you know, just awesome. And speaking of awesome, here's something that I was about to ask you earlier. So, no, I asked you that question. This one over here. So you were the second marketing history to do $1 million lunch back in 2006. So if you had to start it from zero, Mike, starting today, knowing what you know now, what would be your strategic, like your daily moves? You know what I mean? Like to go build up, like to work on building for the next $1 million lunch.
It's a tough one. Obviously, having a little bit of money helps. Yes. All right. So I want to be careful with my answer. If you have a little bit of seed capital, what I would look, everything is a risk. You know, so I'm willing to, you know, when I have an idea, I'm gonna risk it all. So I'm going to put all the money into that, because that money, that's my sausage machine, right? I'm going to put the meat in, and it's going to put the sausage out on the other end. So for me, the first thing I realize is, you know, I'm not going to just be, you know, Tony Stark. I'm not going to be Iron Man. You know, it has to be the Avengers. You know, the Avengers makes more money than Iron Man movies. It's you know, it's the bigger thing. So for me, you know, when you look at groovedigital.com, there's 8 faces on there. You know, that's Donna Fox is our Wonder Woman. You know, Joey J's our Spider-Man. You know, we have, you know, Matt's the Incredible Hulk. You know, and so we've got all of these people there that make the team what it is. I'm a big fan of you know, assembling the right team. Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13. Literally, the way I look at it is like, okay, here's what we're going to conquer. Let's go out and create you know, Ocean's 11. You know, maintain control of the company, do everything set up so that you don't make the mistake I made in my last company. Make sure that you don't lose control. All the partners need to have the same you know, the same things put in place. But for me, it's about having the right team. It's number 2, and the previous thing that I said. I know it's not the sexiest answer, but having the right people as partners. For me, they, you hear it on Shark Tank. It's better to have 20% of a watermelon than 100% of a grape, and that's the way I look at it as well.
Yes, I love that, Mike. And Mike, and to finish it up, this amazing show, brother. I just want to thank you. Just awesome, brother. You're playing full out and just amazing. And so hopefully you guys are getting massive value from this. And go back to the replay. Take notes, guys. Do not leave this show. Do not leave this live anywhere you are watching without taking notes. Writing is the doing part of thinking. Take massive action. And if you guys need help, definitely go back and listen step by step. Mike dropped some golden nuggets. And here's a powerful question, Mike, that I love to ask my guests and all the movers and shakers, the Avengers from around the world. Someone you love, Mike, is reading your eulogy decades from now, my friend. And when it comes down to the session, they talk about how are you living? And what would they say, Mike? That Mike feels same was somebody who ... What would they say, brother, on their eulogy? You know what I mean? I'll probably be there smoking a cigar, listening to AC/DC, and, but what would they say as they are reading that eulogy of yours, my brother?
Oh, man, I tell you, look, I've told my wife, Michelle, she doesn't like to hear much about this, but we've had to go to a couple of these.
She's like, why do you ask those questions? I want to go.
I'm 50. I'm 53. We've actually had to go to some of these things, that have happened. Some people that were our age or younger. And one of the things I said is, first off, is I want to go a little more non-traditional. Just make sure it's a party. Have music out there. Have a picture of me looking my best with a big smile. And then what I would want, what I would want said is, is that he left a legacy, more than anything. And here's how I look at it. Human beings have been around for 10,000 generations or 250,000 years. And there are so many people, creatures, humans that have lived, like there was a movie Coco, right? About, I don't know if you saw that, the Disney movie, the Pixar movie, and they say you truly die when the last person that knows you actually dies. Like, so there are so many people that were never in the history books, there's no pictures of them because they lived in a different time, and they left no legacy. Not a dent in the universe, literally no legacy. There's no record of these people. So now, we have, more of the, great grandkids are going to be looking, man, my great grandmother was a freak at 19 years old, right? Because right, you're gonna have all this stuff on Facebook, but right, but shot, right? But truly leaving a legacy. Going beyond, the pictures that are there on social media, maybe having at best, at worst, a Wikipedia page on you. But then from there, what is the legacy? Was there philanthropy, built in? Do you know that the people that you helped went on to help people that went on to help people, that that you've literally left a butterfly effect in this world? I'm striving to do that. I know that with my courses, I have gone on to see many people that I train, actually having people with 1,000, 2,000 people at their events, and people are saying thank you to them, and we're creating a better world. And so if somebody were to explain that butterfly effect in the legacy, that would be pretty cool.
Ah, man, that's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful. I'm definitely gonna be there, man. Dancing. I like to groove.
Don't say that. You're not gonna be there. I'm looking into all the stuff. I think I'm joking, but I believe we're at the cusp right now of living. Like if you could live another 20 or 30 years, just they're coming up with some technology that can first extend life, then slow the aging process, and possibly reverse the aging process. And what a shame it would be to have diabetes and high blood pressure and smoke and do all of these things right now when we're on the cusp of being able to live to 130 or 140. So Carlos, you can come and be there celebrating at my eulogy, but not 100 years from now. Okay,
100 years from now, baby, we're gonna make a lot of more movements out there, bro. We are truly movement makers, bro. Such an honor, Mike. I have you here, my brother. Looking for you and I catching up some more, my brother. Tomorrow,
definitely, sir.
Your brother Joe, we're gonna be interviewing him. And Mike, what is the best place for somebody to get to know you more, for them to follow you? What is the best place for that, brother?
GrooveDigitalFB.com. That's Groove Digital. FB stands for Facebook. Just go to GrooveDigitalFB.com. That's going to redirect you to our Facebook group, or you can go to Facebook and just search Groove Digital Official. Join that Facebook group, and I'm in there all the time. You can send me private messages, and
people there.
Yeah, you can tag me. That's the best way to connect with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. In fact, I think even at MikeFilsame.com, I don't even think I have an opt-in form up there, which doesn't even live up to the very first thing that I said here, have an email address. But that's because Groove Funnel does everything.
I was there and I saw a lot of the stories and the things about the Michael Jordan and now the Scotty and here. My brother, it was such a pleasure, my friend, such an honor. Hope you guys enjoying at home, guys. There you guys have it. Any last words, my friend?
No, just go out, have fun, do this. The world has moved online. You used to have to use the words online marketer. I don't think the words online means anything. Every single business in the world has an online component. So there's never, ever been a better time to start. So good luck to you all.
Love that, brother. You guys know it, my friends. Life is about contribution, not acquisition. It's about the mission, not the commission. If an opportunity doesn't knock, you are gonna build a damn door, and you already know it. If you go into some difficult, your brothers here have been there, because the days that break you are the days that make you. And you cannot go without the Brazilian whistle, because I like to groove it. You guys have a phenomenal day, beautiful people. I'll see you guys.